Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome back with me. Today I will give a speech about how to change the bad habit in eating sweet food. And I will give a material about indirect question. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Sabitah Munifah. I'm from Bina Sarana Informatika Pemuda University. My name is 63241194. So let's get started. So firstly, I will give a speech about how to change the bad habit in eating sweet food. So as you know guys, sweet food are very popular with the most people in the world because it tastes sweet and can lift your mood. But consuming too much sweet food is very dangerous for our body guys if we consume extremely because sweet foods contain high levels of sugar, high calories, fat, and cholesterol, as well as artificial sweeteners which are harmful to our body, for example, cakes, brownies, chocolate, cookies, and more. Consuming too much sweet food can cause diseases such as diabetes, obesity, heart disease, tooth decay, and so on. It is a bad habit that must be stopped immediately. However, we need to remember that consuming sweet food in a reasonable amounts and balance with a healthy diet and sufficient physical activity. But if you continue consuming sweet food, look for healthier alternative to sweet foods such as fruits, honey, and dark chocolate. By having healthier alternative, you can reduce your consumption of unhealthy sweet foods. Apart from being sweet, fruits have lots of vitamins that make the body healthy. Because having a healthy body is happiness. So take care of your body by eating healthy food and reducing your sugar level. Thank you guys. So the next part I will talk about indirect question. Bye guys. So back to me again. In this part, I will explain about indirect questions. Before we get into the material, we have to know what is indirect questions. Indirect question is often used in formal situation and is more polite than direct questions. Indirect questions are marked by ending the verb is after the subject, the bank, just like when you make a normal positive sentence, the bank is over there. This is a different from the direct questions which place the verb is before the subject, the bank. The purpose of indirect question is to convey questions in a more polite, formal, and indirect way than direct questions. This is often used when talking to people you don't know or in formal situations. So, when to use indirect questions? We use indirect questions when asking people on the street, when talking to strangers, asking elders because it is more polite, and the last being in formal setting. In indirect questions, auxiliary verbs such as do, does, did are not used to make questions like indirect questions. There is the types of indirect questions. The first we have indirect questions with if or whether is using the words if or whether to ask for information about possibilities or choices. Example, do you know if the meeting is cancelled? And the second, we have indirect questions with question words is using questions such as what, where, when, why, or how. Example, could you tell me what time the meeting starts? And the next is indirect questions formula. First, introduction plus question word plus subject plus predicate. Example, could you tell me what the time the meeting starts? Introductory word is could you tell me? Question word is what? Subject is time and the predicate is the meeting starts. Second, introduction plus if or whether plus subject plus predicate. Example, do you know if the meeting is cancelled? Forward is do you know if or whether is if, subject is the meeting, and the predicate is cancelled. Prefaces and question words that usually used. Commonly used introductory words is could you tell me, do you know, can you tell me, I wonder, and the last is do you happen to know. The second commonly used question words is what, where, when, why, how. This is the example of indirect questions. Could you tell me what time the meeting starts? The meeting starts at 2 p.m. Do you know where the nearest bank is? The nearest bank is on the main street. Can you tell me how much this book costs? This book costs $20. I wonder if the restaurant is open today. Yes, the restaurant is open today until 10 p.m. Do you know? Do you happen to know who is the CEO of the company is? The CEO of the company is John Smith. This is the example of indirect question with if or whether. Do you know if the meeting is cancelled? No, the meeting is not cancelled. Could you tell me whether the project is on schedule? Yes, the project is on schedule. I wonder if the hotel has a gym. Yes, the hotel has fully equipped gym. So in answering the indirect questions, you can give a direct and clear answer without needing to repeat the introductory words of the questions. And the last is example of the differences between direct questions and indirect questions. In direct questions, what is your name? And indirect questions, we can say, could you tell me what your name is? Direct questions. Where is the nearest bank? In indirect questions, we can say, do you know where the nearest bank is? And the last direct questions. What time does the meeting start? In indirect questions, we can say, can you tell me what the time the meeting starts? So that's all from me. I hope my material will be useful for you guys. See you again in another time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.